Thanks for joining me for this week's DIY, the Traveler's Notebook Pocket Insert. If you are new to my channel, I invite you to like, subscribe, and comment as you wish. And also click that notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when there's a new posting to this channel. And don't forget to share it with a friend. Hi again, guys. So for this week's DIY, here are some of the tools that we are going to be using. I have a small traveler's notebook, which I purchased from my local Joann's, and then some decorative paper, which I got from my local Michael's. And this is from the Recollections collection at Michael's. As well as, I took the paper off so that we could see the foil so much better. Look how pretty that is. Super duper cute, as my grandchild will say. Super cute. All right, so I also have my X-Acto knife, my bone, I don't know what I keep calling this, my pencil, my bone scraper, I don't know, and my paper cutter, which is also by Recollections. We'll have some other things that we'll add on as we go along. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing I want to do is cut out the shape of the traveler's notebook. I have to figure out which is up, which is front, which is the right way. And then I am going to lightly draw on the back so that I can get an accurate measurement of the book that I'm going to be using. And I'll just take my measurements here so that you guys can see it in real life time. So going across, which would be my complete width, is about 8 inches across. And then going downward as far as the height is about 7 inches. So we can say 8 by 7. But I may add just like a 1/4 inch to each side just so that I can make sure that it is hanging over the notebook. But for right now, here are the measurements that I'm going to start out with. Now you can pull out your paper cutter, or if you have some really great scissors that you can cut along this line. Now's the time that we are actually going to do that. And I'm actually going to make my final determination if I'm going to actually stick to these measurements of the 8 by 7, or if I'm just going to add a little bit extra just for a little overflow. I like using this Recollections paper cutter only because my hands could be a little shaky sometimes when I'm trying to look into the light and also trying to stay on task on the lines. And having the lines and the measurements on this machine, or is it a machine? Anyway, on the paper cutter, just helps to get an accurate more size and shape without having to cut once, cut twice, cut 3 times. Here you just see me scoring it, and I'm just looking at the line that I already drew, making sure that I score it right on the pencil line so that I'm not cutting it too big or cutting it too small. And I'm just adjusting the paper, and I'm feeling like I am going to add just a little 1/4 inch to make sure that it comes over the notebook. When we get to the end of the video, we'll find out if that was a good decision that I made. So once again, I score the page, and then I just cut off the piece that I did not want. And now it's time to cut off the other side. The other good thing is that the paper cutter has a base where the paper could stop, so that you don't really have to worry about if your paper is even at the bottom. As long as it's touching the bottom, which you can't see, sorry I'm out of frame. As long as you can't see it, but it also has the line grids as well to help keep you in balance with your measurements. And there we have it. I'm just going to speed this part up just a little bit because this will be a very long video. So with this being a pocket insert, I need to slice off the insert. So with my extra paper, I'm just going to cut it down 2 inches. I think I'm going to do 2 inches for my side inserts, and then I'll cut it down to the actual size, and then we'll get it attached. I think I cut it too long. I must not have really been paying attention. Got to cut it a little bit more down so that it'll be even with the pocket. And then I'll cut the other one, and then we'll be ready to laminate our cover. So what you can't see in the screen is I'm just marking off with a pencil the length on the back of the flaps so that I can make sure that I am cutting it evenly. And again, I apologize for not having this into frame. I actually couldn't see that it wasn't into frame until afterwards, and I didn't have another sheet to do to make sure that you guys saw it. So I just cut it at the 7-inch mark so that it would be even with the cover. And now that it's all cut, there's our flaps. So now we can get this out of the way, and I can erase the pencil lines that I put on the back of it so that it won't show. Even though the booklet is going to cover it all, I still don't want it there. I'm loving this little pencil. My godson bought me this pencil set some years ago, and I really never used pencil, but I kept it around because of the case that it was in. They are super cute, and now I'm using them a whole lot. And looking at the flaps, having them laid up here, it looks like they are a little bit too big or bigger than I would like. So I'm just going to trim it down another 1/2 inch, which will make the flaps 1.5 inches. So if you guys are following me and creating your own, my flaps are 1.5 inch by 7 inches long or in height. And then once I get it cut down to that 1.5 inch, I should be all the way good to go and ready for lamination. Yeah, I think I like this cut down a whole lot better. That 1/2 inch really did make a difference. And I still see a little bit of a pencil mark, so I'm just going to try to erase just a little bit more, even though I know it's going to be all the way covered. And then I'm going to get my laminator together and get started. I probably should have had that laminator heating up already, but oh well. All right, so we have to wait for the laminator to heat up. It'll turn red when it's heated, but we're going to get our paper inserted. I'm pulling it all the way over to that corner fold as much as I can, and then I'm going to move the flap on top evenly and try to hold it evenly until I can get it all the way through the laminator. Unfortunately, this laminator paper doesn't have any stickiness to it, but I still like to press down on it to kind of get it in place or hold it in place. Just hoping that it'll help and stay put while it's going through the laminator, but we'll see how that goes. Sometimes you might have to play around with it to make sure that it stays lined up. But yeah, I'm loving it so far. This paper, I'm loving the paper. All right, so it's not really ready, even though I do see that red button. But here are some stickers that I found, also from Recollections, that I think I'm going to add to this pocket insert once we are complete. All right, so now we're good to go. The light is red and it's actually warm. And now we're going to insert it through the back of my laminator. And let's seal the deal. I'm going to try to hold this together and keep it evenly as it is going through. I see it started to shift just a little bit. I'm trying to catch it. I don't know before I get my finger all the way caught in there, but yeah. Y'all would have saw that real live if my finger would have got caught through there. All right, it's not done, but I am so liking it. Don't forget, this is hot. The laminator is hot. Therefore, your project, when it comes out of the laminator, will also be hot. And I like to throw it through the laminator 2 times just to be sure that it's doing what it needs to do and that everything is locked into place. All right, so I turned it off. Going to move this out of the way, and then we are going to cut it down. So I need to pull back out my paper cutter and cut around the perimeter where there's probably like a 1/4 inch all around. And just like in my passport video, if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link up above. We are going to slice open that very small air pocket that is going from the top to the bottom so that we'll be able to insert our traveler's notebook. Now, you got to be really careful when you're doing this. Make sure that you don't cut through the paper, because even though it's cardstock, you really can't get cut through, because these X-Acto knives, especially if you're using an X-Acto knife, they're very sharp and they cut really, really well. So I'm just slowly going to go all the way down along the side of the edge of the flap and where that air pocket sits. And then once I get to the bottom, I should be able to open this up with no problem if I put the correct pressure on it. All right, let's see. How did I do? Oh, yeah, I got my finger right in there. First try, first go around. And then now I just need to do the other side. I don't know why I feel like I am struggling at the top of this. The first side I did with no problem at all. Let me go. So now I'm going to the bottom here to see how I'm doing on that one. I don't know if it's the glare from the light that is throwing me off or what. I don't understand what the struggle is. Now, I didn't cut through it, so let me just try this all over again, starting from the top. And sometimes you can hear the little pop when you've actually broken the seal. That's the word I was looking for. You have to break open the seal. So sometimes you hear a little pop when you do it, but I'm not hearing the pop, but I didn't hear it on the other side either, and it opened up perfectly. There we go. Now it's open. Both of my flaps are open, and we can continue from here. All right, so I'm going to fold it together end to end. And if you notice, I did not corner my edges, so I didn't do it on the decorative paper, which I would have done it on there first, and then I would have done it on the laminated paper. So I'm just going to leave it at the square and then just try to flatten out my folded edge here using my bone scraper. I turned it inside out. Sometimes with the cardstock paper, it won't close all the way. That's just from the firmness. I'm just going to insert it. That one went right in. Let's see how the other one goes. All right, not too bad. And there it is. So far, so good. We're almost done, guys. I'm loving how this is looking. And there's the stickers. I'm just going to place them somewhere on there. I'm loving it. I'm simply loving it. All right, now let's go for the stickers. This is feeling kind of hard coming off. All right, so looking at my placement here, I think what I want to do is add some glue to the back of it, because as I was pulling it off, I felt like I was pulling off some of the glue as well. So I'm just going to use my Tombow. I'm just going to use some sticky glue on the back of the sticker so that it'll stick even better on the front cover. Oh, shucks. I am loving this. I'm not even a pink girl. Red is my favorite color. I honestly didn't start liking pink until I became a part of this whole planner community and seeing all the wonderful ladies doing so much in pink. And now I'm just so in love with this. I can't wait to use it already. Right, I'm just playing with this edge. That is going to annoy me until it gets completely flat. I don't know if you guys got some suggestions on how to do this. I did see a training video where they actually cut the front and the back in half and put a 1/4 inch space in between the two. So I may try that the next time that I do it. Hopefully that may make a difference. All right, there we go. I still got a few more stickers left. I think I'm going to actually add those on because I don't want them to go to waste. I wish I knew. Actually, those stickers, it does say Recollection, so I guess it came from Michaels. I actually didn't buy them. Someone actually gave them to me. But Michaels does host a Recollections collection. I may have to make another trip to Michaels to see if I can find some more of these. They are super cute. So this traveler's notebook is actually going to be my traveler's notebook. And then I think when I'm all done, I'll use the extra scrap paper that I have left over to do a page marker and label it Travels. so that I don't waste any paper. We don't believe in wasting any paper. So guys, if you are doing projects, paper projects, sewing projects, make sure you keep your scraps. Get a bin, throw everything in there because you never know when you're going to need it or use it, and it may come into play. But I'll show you guys the page marker at the end of the video. If you haven't already seen my page marker video, I'll put a link up above where you can go and watch that and then create your own. The great thing about doing this as a DIY pocket project is that once I fill up this notebook, I can just take it out and I can reuse the cover again. So I don't have to worry about the cover going to waste and all my work going to waste. And it's so beautiful that I know I'm going to want to keep this one around, even if I change it in and out. So I got a few stickers left, and I don't think I'm going to put them in the actual notebook because I don't want the puffiness of the stickers to make it stick out even more. But I'm going to keep it for a later project. I'll sure find something to do with it. All right, guys, that is it. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section, or if you have any suggestions as far as creating the traveler's notebook, especially with it being able to stay closed. It stands up very well though. Let me know if you make one of your own. Tag me at zariahscreations on Instagram. I would love to see your work.